different branches of yoga like Bhakti Yoga, Hara Yoga, Kriya Yoga, and all.
Yeah.
So is Kriya Yoga part of Raja Yoga or different or a different branch?
See, what is Kriya Yoga as you understood?
As of my understood, for 18 years or something, some kriyas being practiced in certain way. There are a lot of techniques in it, using kundalini and all.
See, who is the master of yoga?
I don't know. Is it Shiva?
No. See, if once it comes to the samadhi, it is Shiva. But samadhi is not closing eyes and then doing prayers. Samadhi is how can you involve yourself into activities without having tension. Now, when Athira is asking question, am I tensed and then not able to do anything? No. Assume you are asking me to drive a vehicle, I drive very casually. You ask me to cook, I'll do it. So all these actions I am doing in samadhi. Because my brain vibrations are not active. I am so cool in doing my job. If anything I can do like that, I am in samadhi. So all my activities which I can do in samadhi, I may sing a song also, but I may not be like a great singer, but in the way I am doing, I will do it with peacefully, no tension at all. So a peaceful life, that is samadhi. Assume I am going for a war, I must fight a war peacefully. I am doing a drastic job, maybe Herculean task. I am doing a very laborious job. I am doing a more, Rakshasika activity. Doesn't matter. Therefore, Ravana was also a meditator. Even when he was doing the Rakshasika bhavam, he is doing it so silently. Internally, he is not violent. You have no tension. If a lawyer goes to a court, he must argue in such a fashion he is not in violence. He should not be tensed. When I am a surgeon, I am going for surgery, my hand should not shake. So that I can do my job as best as I can do, and that is samadhi. So for that samadhi to reach, you need a different activity. That is what exactly Bhagavad Gita explained. So who is the master of the Bhagavan for samadhi is Shiva. Reaching him to that samadhi level, when he dances, he is into full dance. When he is closing his eyes and sitting there, he is perfectly calm. But Bhagavan Krishna clearly explained this. Is he asking people to do some sort of a puja, some sort of a ritual for 18 years? No, he is not. These are all different Swamijis, sannyasis, so-called messengers or so-called people who wanted to make money out of it or maybe fame out of it. They created different branches of yoga. You will see versions of stupid yogas here. But Bhagavan clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita, from violent state of Arjuna to the silent Arjuna. With a devotional aspect, am I able to do it? Surrendering myself to the cause of public, and that cause of public is called surrendering to Bhagavan. I am doing it as a social service. I am doing for others. Am I able to do it in the best way I can do without having tension? That is what is being taught in Bhagavad Gita. So you have Sankhya Yogam. First you must gain knowledge. You must argue and convince yourself. Bhakti Yoga is there. Sannyasa Yoga is there. Correct? So these are all the different paths of yoga. That is why it says Yoga Shastre. Definitely every chapter ends with that word, right? So which is the best textbook for yoga? Bhagavad Gita. Who taught that? Krishna. So who is the master of yoga? Dr. Krishnan. Nobody else. Other branches are only Raja Yoga is also there. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yogam, part of Bhagavad Gita. But if you ask today who is Raja Yoga specialist, Vivekananda Swami started Raja Yoga because he took that part of how to become authoritative in your words. How do you control people under you? Got it? How do I become the leader? The leadership quality is what is required for a king. So he has prescribed, he has subscribed Raja Yoga. So most of the people whom we think are experts in that, no, they are not experts. They have subscribed to this. They are prescribing it for a very specific purpose. But what is wrong with today's yoga system? Lot of people do breathing with one nose, doing monkey's job of sitting on the hand and then raising your leg up. I don't know why people have to sit on the hand and then raise your leg up. Why do you want to do Shirshasana? All these are later aberrations, mistakes which are committed by some people who wanted to market themselves as Hada Yogi and different aspects started. Therefore, the modern yoga is entirely different from the Yoga Shastra, which as a philosophy student, when you talk about the Yoga Shastra, you must go maximum you can reach up to Bhagavad Gita, not beyond that. You must go much earlier to that. What it? Brahma Vidya, Upanishads, all these are the Yoga Shastra. And in that, one of the yoga is probably you can select them from Bhagavad Gita, different chapters. So, Guhya Yogam. How do you do esoterically? Where you cannot explain. I cannot explain the method to you. Only you have to identify yourself. That is Guhyam. Guhyam means normal people cannot understand. You need to get into a level where you have to understand Advaita Vedantam first to get into Guhyam. Confidential. Secret. Guhyat Guhyatamam. Bhagavan, most of the chapters in few, at least 3-4 chapters, he will tell you. This is Guhyat Guhyatamam. The secret of the secret. And why he is telling you this? If it is a secret, don't ask this. Understood? But those people who want to understand will understand. Otherwise, you will keep chanting like ISKCON people will chant without knowing. You understood? Just by learning to chant, you don't understand that. You have to reach into Advaita Siddhanta. That needs a higher level, different level practice. Guhyatamam, Guhyataram. You look at Guhya and then chant, look at Bhagavad Gita, you will see many places Bhagavan uses this word. Yoga, many places he uses this word. I don't think any other textbook has got this many times repeated word like yoga, which Bhakti Yoga. We categorize them based on different aspects. But idea of any yoga is, see, I can go from one place to another place in a bus, in a transport vehicle. I can take a different vehicle. Depend on how much money I have, what is my capacity. You understood? Which vehicle I have to choose depends on how much time I have. I am in a hurry, I will have to choose a rocket or an aircraft or a helicopter. I am sufficiently patient enough, I can walk. So what method is, ultimate method is to reach into Samadhi. So from the violent state to silent state. Dhyanam. After Dhyanam, then Layam into Samadhi is not guaranteed. That is my fortune. So I can go to a tourism place. Taking me up to that is transportation. Whether the transportation, I wanted to make it as my journey. That means throughout the transport also I am enjoying the side scenes. That depends on the method which I am traveling. I can travel with somebody. But then all throughout the journey I am suffering. Understood? What is the purpose of going to a tourism place? All throughout the journey I am suffering. So my journey path I have to decide first. Second, when I reach there, I must enjoy that beauty. The samadhi I must be able to reach. Everybody may not be able to. He will see, but he need not enjoy. As I reach there, I may have a heavy rain, but then I am not able to go out. I went there to see the sunrise and sunset. It was totally cloudy. Finished. That's what Bhagavan says. No guarantee. Beautifully, 6th, 7th, 8th chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, you can practice all these. No guarantee you will reach in this Janma, next Janma. This visit, you are not able to see the sunset, but you will have to go next day again. Wait for some more time. Next Janma, next Janma, next Janma. What beautifully he explains, no? So, yoga practice is not 18 years you do this karma, you get it. No guarantee. That's why I said Kriya Yoga. What do you understand Kriya Yoga? Bhakti Yoga. Yes. With Bhakti, I can go to whichever temple you suggest. But then I will not be able to get Bhakti there. I may see a heavy crowd. Understood? Then when somebody asks, how is Tirupati? Oh, what a rush. But why did I go to Tirupati to see the rush? I can go to some market. No. Why am I going to Tirupati? I must be able to see the presence of Bhagavan there. If you are not able to see in your house, I am 100% sure you cannot see in any temple also. So all these visits are useless. So bhakti, what is practiced in religious practices is entirely different from the spiritual practice. So the yoga practice, bhakti yoga, don't consider that as prescription for you to go to temples. No. Bhakti yoga is not going to temple. That is only show off. That is only lower level. Ardha buddhis. Half buddhi. We have explained this earlier also. So bhakti yoga, don't take it as today's bhakti yoga. Kriya yoga, don't take it as what people do as ritualistic practice. No. Good.